Could be sung, this would be a breeze for me, but it's a regular speech, so bear with me. My mom, Katie Manis Kerbo, went to San Jac, and so did my Mimi. I would like to acknowledge my grandparents, Judge Molly Manis Smith and Carol Smith, but I cannot because they're not here. If you know them, you'll know it is just like my Mimi to book me for this gig and then head out of the country on a cruise. I would also like to acknowledge my bonus grandparents, Keith and Ray Siner, but alas, they're out of town too. In any case, I'm so thrilled to address you today as a Promise Scholar. Because of the generosity of you, the people in this room, I've been able to complete my associate's degree without incurring any debt. This is huge, and I cannot thank you enough. My mom is a single mother and a school teacher raising two of us. And yes, teachers need to make more money, but I'll save that for my next speech. My father is a Navy veteran and a disabled firefighter. I'm currently in my last semester at San Jacinto College, majoring in business. Next fall, I will transfer to U of H Clear Lake to complete my next degree. I cannot wait to walk across this stage at graduation just like I got to watch my mom do. I hope to always make those in this room proud of their investment in me and all of the Promise Scholars. I promise to never forget all that San Jacinto has done to ensure success in my future. Thank you sincerely. And now, please welcome the Chancellor of San Jacinto College, Dr. Brenda Hellyer.
Great job. Thank you, Emily, for sharing your story. And we're sorry those grandparents aren't here because they would definitely be proud of you, just like we are. And let's give Emily another round of applause. And to our guests today, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I, along with the San Jacinto College Board of Trustees, welcome you to the 2023 State of the College. We're here again at the Lyondell-Basell Center for Petrochemical Energy and Technology, one of the premier training facilities along the Texas Gulf Coast. And I have to be honest with you, it's one of the premier training facilities across the United States. We're also live streaming today's event for students, employees, and community members, so let me give a special hello and welcome to all of you watching online. Hello, we're glad you're watching with us. And now I'd like to take a moment to lead the invocation. I know you've been eating, but just bow your heads. Lord of heaven, thank you for this day and for this gathering of community members. We seek to make our community a great place, and thank you for everyone who's here or watching online for the opportunity to make a difference. We ask your blessing on the food we partake and on this event as I share what's been going on at the college over the last year. Please bless our work and friendships. Thank you for hearing our prayers. Amen. All right, so I always tell everybody, this event makes me nervous. I'm an accountant by heart, not a speech maker, so you're going to bear with me today. But incredible things happen within the walls of San Jacinto College, as well as far beyond those walls. Our reach is into our community, into our region and the state, and into the national landscape. And as I was thinking about the scope and the impact of what we do and what I wanted to tell you about today, it really came down to three things. Our students, their learning, and the innovation and the expertise that they take from here and bring into the workplace, into the university, and into the community. The Raven spirit that our students and employees exhibit every day, which is the spirit of resiliency, passion, and dedication. And the work that takes place in our communities, work done by our people and by our partners, all for the advancement and the benefit of our students. And you're going to hear amazing stories today, and with each story, I want you to remember that our mission at San Jacinto College is student success. We're committed to providing opportunities that enrich the quality of the life in our communities, and I hope with my comments today, you'll see a little bit about how we're doing just that. But before I continue, I want to share take some time for introductions, and I've got lots of them. And so let me get my list. We'll start first with the Board of Trustees. At San Jacinto College, we're governed by a Board of Trustees comprised of 7 elected officials representing all areas of our taxing district. And each trustee serves for a term of 6 years. They're committed to excellence, student success, equity, fiscal responsibility, and continuous improvement. They truly have the best interests of our students and our community and our employees at the heart of what they do. So board members, as I call your name, please stand and be recognized. And audience, please hold your applause until I introduce all of them. Marie Flickinger, our board chair. Michelle Cantu Wilson. Erica Davis Rouse. Dan Mims. John Moon Jr. Larry Wilson. And Keith Siner's out of town today, but sends his regards. Let's give them a round of applause. I thank each of you for your service to our students and employees, and I can tell you they are absolutely an amazing board focused on what's right for students and what's right for our community. The San Jacinto College Foundation was formed 27 years ago, and it's focused on the goal of helping students fund their higher education pursuits, whether that's transfer, career, or lifelong learning. And we know that now, more than ever, our students face many challenges when it comes to attending college, and how to pay for college is at the top of the list. So since the inception of the San Jacinto College Foundation, it's raised more than $60 million in support of student scholarships and student programs here at the college, and their work continues today. Without the help of our foundation, many of our students simply could not achieve their educational goals. Our foundation is governed by a board of directors comprised of community leaders who are passionate about the work that we do. They're passionate about helping others change lives. And we have several board members here, so I'm going to start out and again stand and hold your applause until all of them are standing. Stephen Cowart, Bob Davey, Jean Fissler, Israel Garcia, Rick Guerrero, Miguel Hernandez, Rebecca Lilly, Dan Mims, John Moon Jr., Mason Perez, Brenda Thompson, Ken Unfried, and Terry Zamora. And I also want to introduce Robert Cage, who's our foundation executive director. Let's give them all a round of applause. Again, the work that they do is absolutely amazing, and it's important work for our students, and it removes the financial barriers that so many of them face. So during the federal and the state legislative sessions, I spend time in Washington, D.C. and Austin, as do members of our board, and so do our employees. And I can say that we are fortunate to have a delegation who supports San Jacinto College, our students, and our community at this whole region. They're willing to meet with us and hear our requests and concerns, and they try to help support our requests. They're interested in the challenges we face, and they celebrate our successes with us. And in local government, we have great partners also in our mayors, our council members, our county judge and commissioners, and our school district boards. And I can tell you we truly value all of these partnerships. And it's that collaboration across government that's essential to advancing the success of our students and our entire community. And we couldn't do our jobs without that collaboration. So I've got a list of elected officials and their staff members. Again, as I introduce them, please stand and wait until the end to clap. So we have William Carter with the Office of U.S. Congressman Brian Babin. We have Beverly Ferguson with Office of Texas Senator Mays Middleton. Adrian Sun with the State Representative Briscoe Kane. Anthony Ferraro with Harris County Precinct 8 Constable's Office. Randy Chronister, City of Clear Lake Shores Mayor. Bob Davey, City of Taylor Lake Village Council Member. Fred Flickinger, City of Houston, Houston City Council position E-elect, just elected on Tuesday night. Thomas Schoenbein, City of Pasadena Council Member, District H. Mason Paris with LaPorte ISD, School Board Member. That is that list, but before you clap for them, I also want to ask former Senator Larry Taylor to please stand and be recognized. He's with us today, and he's been a big support. Thank you. You can be seated. And again, the partnerships and the collaborations that happen across this region has really been amazing, and it's because of all of you. Okay, so now I'm going to take a moment to introduce some of our education partners. And these partners are school districts and also our university partners. And again, we couldn't do our work without these relationships that are absolutely critical for the college. So I'm going to start with our school district superintendents. With us today, again, stand and wait to clap until I tell you to. I really like being in charge like this, so it doesn't happen very often. So Tori Hill is the superintendent of Channelview ISD. Stephen Harrell, the superintendent of Deer Park ISD. Elizabeth Fagan, the superintendent of Humble ISD. Walter Jackson, superintendent of LaPorte ISD. And with our university partners, we have Lauren Blanchard, the president of University of Houston Downtown, and Richard Walker, University of Houston Clear Lake. Let's give them all a round of applause. Again, our school districts make sure how we work together around making sure their students are going to be successful here. We're looking at how we remove barriers, but then it's critical that our students have the transfer opportunities when they go into our partnership. So again, I appreciate all of you. And at San Jacinto College, we have a strategic leadership team made up of campus and college-wide leaders, and they don't listen when I tell them to clap like that. So this team reports to me, and I can tell you that this is a group of innovators who are committed to student success, academic excellence, and real-world achievement. You see their names on the screen, and I ask that the SLT members here today to please stand and be recognized. All right, one more group. We can all agree that we live in a great country and one that was founded on the ideas of promise and freedom. And many came before us and made this country what it is today. And because of their dedication and their service and the sacrifice of all of our military personnel, that's why we're able to enjoy the freedoms that we do. And so as we approach Veterans Day this weekend, I'd like to recognize our veterans, our active military personnel, and our first responders who've joined us today, our police. And so if you'd please stand and be recognized, we would really appreciate it. Thank you for your service. As I said earlier, incredible things are happening within the walls of San Jacinto College. For one, our fall enrollment is up 2.7% from last year. I want to give a huge shout out to our employees who work diligently every day to manage enrollment and get students advised and registered into classes, and to those in financial aid and supporting the payment processes. But that's only the beginning. Once students are registered and admitted, we need to make sure that they are getting the support and the learning that's needed to keep them on the road to success. And ultimately, we want them to graduate and earn credentials that'll get them into the workplace. We want them to achieve the goals that they wanted to achieve. So as you take a look at the screen, you can see the trend line on our students earning credentials and the number of credentials being awarded over the past 13 years. And I know you can't read the numbers, but it's a significant increase. This is where the rubber meets the road. These kind of completion trends are due to what is happening in our classrooms with our outstanding faculty, and due to the student support systems that we have in place here at San Jacinto College, systems to eliminate barriers, and we want to eliminate as many as possible. We have outstanding and innovative faculty, staff, and administrators that are focused throughout this college on supporting students to make sure that they get that support in and out of the classroom. At San Jacinto College, we know it takes the entire team to create a student-centered and a student-ready college. Students are the top priority for all of our employees, and you can see that every day in the exceptional work that's being done here. They make what they do count. And when you talk about making it count, sophomore student Jordan Williams is doing just that. He's a student at our North Campus who always has set his sights on going to higher education, earning a bachelor's degree, but because of finances, he wasn't sure how he was going to do that. And that's where San Jacinto College came into play. He enrolled here and discovered that he could combine the interests of computers and engineering into one degree. He also took advantage of the many student supports that we had in place here, including participating in Mosaic, our student mentoring and leadership program. He actually was the most involved student last year within the Mosaic program, and that earned him the top award. In the spring, Jordan will complete his associate degree in computer engineering and plans to transfer to Prairie View A&M to complete a computer engineering degree. Jordan's here today, and I'd like him to stand and be recognized. Jordan, where are you? Oh, there you are. Great job. So Jordan is one of over 2,900 students annually who are taking advantage of transfer opportunities that we offer with numerous colleges and universities. He's one of the many who realized the dream of transferring to a top-tier university to accomplish his career goals. And some of those transfer partners are part of the Houston Guided Pathways to Success initiative, which is a consortium of 13 area community colleges and universities working together for students just like Jordan. And I want to thank the partners with the Houston GPS for their commitment to the program and to ensuring that students from community colleges can easily transfer seamlessly and without losing credits. And so I know they're here, where some of the Houston GPS, we have Lauren and we have Richard. Thank you, I appreciate all the work together. Now, I got two more students to tell you about. Let me tell you about Raul Diaz and Estevan Salinas. They participated in a groundbreaking particle physics research project conducted in the European Council for Nuclear Research, or CERN. And they went to Geneva, Switzerland to do this. So typically students who participate in CERN are from four-year universities. But you know, San Jack's not typical, right? We decided to get in there, and we were the only community college that was asked to participate, and we had 2 students. And so they went to Geneva, and these 2 young men served as CERN technical students for 4 months last year. where they helped with eco-gas and aging studies of a gas electron multiplier and cathode strip chamber. They collected data, they performed maintenance, assisted with troubleshooting, and wrote software programming to help other students coming after them collect the research data also. Both are first-generation college students. They graduated in May. They're now at the University of Houston Clear Lake under the Houston GPS program, studying computer engineering and taking one more step towards achieving their dreams. And along with those opportunities that you just heard about, research opportunities, our students are also fortunate to have internships. These are often built into their programs, into a lot of our technical programs. An example is in our maritime program, where 2 of our freshman students completed their summer internships with Allen Marine in Alaska. One of these students is Eva Wilson, and she earned 89 sea days during this internship. She was a deckhand on the St. Elizabeth, which is a 78-foot boat that performed 3 to 5 hour whale tours, and they did it 2 to 3 times a day. So Eva said a typical day started between 5 a.m. or noon, and when she got to the docks, she was responsible for on the boat to turn on the generators and making sure the boat was clean, stocked, and ready for the tours. She tied and untied the bow lines when coming into dock and leaving dock, and she would rinse and repeat and do this 2 to 3 times a day, 6 days a week. But what I really think is outstanding and compelling is when we asked Eva, how did the training at San Jac prepare you for this experience? And she said that she felt she had a very good base knowledge, and that she felt that comparing herself to other interns, she was much more advanced than them, and they had come from other maritime programs. She had more experience and more knowledge. That's exactly what we want to do, right? We want to be the best. Not only do our students get to have these real-world experiences here on Earth, but they also get to have them with science. And it's because of our faculty that we have a relationship with the National Center for Earth and Space Education. And so right now, we have teams working on experiments that will get to be sent to the International Space Station. In September, the National Center reached out to us. They asked us to help put together some student spaceflight experiments. And so those teams are working. Again, it's students, it's faculty, it's industry representatives. They have mentors, and they're brainstorming and they're planning. And these experiments will be judged in a contest, and then one of our winning teams will travel to Florida next September to launch their experiment to the ISS. They'll conduct their experiment here on Earth alongside an astronaut who's on the space station. Now, how cool is that? That's pretty cool, right? And we're also involving our art students in this project, and so they're hosting a mission patch design competition, which will launch in January. And the winning patch will be selected in February, and then will be flown to the International Space Station. I want to thank our faculty and staff who've worked on this project. It's these kind of opportunities that make it possible for our students to get experiences that they never thought were possible. And it's really cool to think that a small piece of San Jacinto College will be up in space in just a year. Sometimes these student stories, though, are just ones that humble you, ones that bring you back down to earth. And Kiri Roan's story, that's one of those stories. She started her educational journey a little later in life. She was trying to figure out how to juggle money and how to juggle her job to pay the bills. She didn't know about scholarships. She didn't know about financial aid. And to be frank, she was really struggling financially. There was a period of time when she was living in her car. Someone at work told her about San Jacinto College and said that our college was affordable. And in her financial situation, she needed affordable. So she applied here to San Jac She applied for federal financial aid, or Pell. She received a Pell Grant, and she enrolled in 2018. She graduated as a CNA, a certified nurse aide, but she wasn't done. Her new work opened her eyes to the passion of helping people, so she applied again, received Pell again, and graduated with her LVN, Licensed Vocational Nursing degree, in 2019. One more story, she enrolled again, and in 2021, she earned her associate degree in nursing, which made her eligible to get her registered nursing license. And then in 2022, she came back and earned her Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Is that an amazing story? All right, it's more. All of this is why she worked full-time, made the Dean's List multiple times, and she was a member of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society. Today, she's a board-certified cardiovascular nurse with HCA Healthcare in Clear Lake, and she says that she's the nurse she is today because of San Jacinto College. I'm so grateful that Carrie didn't give up and that she had a co-worker who knew about us and knew that there were options for her. Kiri's here today, and I'd like her to stand up and be recognized. Kiri, where are you? Her story is the kind of real-life stories that happen here at San Jacinto College each and every day. And I say this, you go to graduation, our graduates are 15 all the way to 72, and their stories are all so different. So the work we do here is about lives being changed, and we're making a difference for our students and our community. And so, again, you had a handful of students to be recognized today, but I thank you all, and we're proud of you. So, I'm going on to other things now. So, San Jacinto College, we function as one college with multiple locations. However, up until about a little over a year ago, we had 3 mascots, which kind of caused an identity crisis, especially for the 2 campuses who didn't have a mascot. And so the decision was made for San Jacinto College to move towards 1 mascot. And so a team of students and employees and alumni all got together. They formed a work group and went through a process. And they got input from hundreds of community members, and they narrowed it down to the Ravens or the Jaguars. And in December of 2022, after about 6,200 votes were cast, we had the official vote, and the Ravens became the college mascot moving forward. And throughout the spring, then, a team worked together and to finalize the look of the Raven, because that's important. And then they conducted a naming contest with our students. So in April, we debuted the new Raven mascot at all the campuses, and we had spirit rallies, and we announced the name of the Raven as Poe, Edgar Allan Poe, so Poe. And I want to give you a little background on the Raven. So it was the original San Jac mascot chosen by students here more than 60 years ago. And the Ravens are said to represent intelligence, resourcefulness, wisdom, adaptability, and opportunity. And I would say these are all great attributes that perfectly represent our students and our employees. Definitely represents these students we heard about today. And this new Raven is an opportunity for new generations of students and community members to create new memories and traditions here at San Jacinto College. So let's take a look at a video to introduce you to the new mascot, Raven, and I think you'll enjoy him. All right. So part of what being a Raven means is having a sense of community. And many of our faculty have truly embraced the community spirit and using service learning out in our communities to help teach from the classroom and bring it into the community and into real world settings. So Dr. Tyler Olivier, he did just that. He teaches biology at Generation Park. He says that learning doesn't always have to occur within the walls of the classroom. He believes that service learning and engaging students in the community really takes the classroom out into the community. It makes a bigger, greater impact on the students' learning process, and it makes learning more relevant to real-world experiences. Dr. Tyler's biology class, and I call him Dr. Tyler, sometimes I call him Dr. Olivier, but Tyler's biology class, they discussed the importance of embryonic egg reproduction in reptiles and mammals on dry land, and then they went into Sheldon Lake State Park. And what they did there is on their first service learning project, they helped to rebuild a natural habitat. And then they found frog eggs in the pond, a newly created pond. They found reptile eggs, and they found mammal eggs, and they could see what they were learning in class put into action. So one of Tyler's latest projects is a marine science learning experience with partners at Rice University. And this is an opportunity for students here at San Jac to do marine science research in a university laboratory. Dr. Olivier is a firm believer that there's a way to get his students to understand the concepts that he's teaching in class. It's taking them into the real world. He also believes they need to be doing the research. And so when we talk about excellence and the impact that our faculty and staff are making on our students, it's as simple as these examples. But simple doesn't mean easy. It takes planning, time, engagement, and innovation. It also takes requiring our students to engage with organizations and community partners that they probably don't know, ones that it takes them helping to build their critical thinking skills and their relationships, and they're uncomfortable with that, but this can lead to internships and employment for them. So Tyler's here today, but before he stands, I want to officially announce that Dr. Tyler Olivier is the Minnie Piper faculty nominee for 2024 for San Jac. And what this means is next week we'll be submitting his application to the Texas Comptroller's Office, and he's going to be competing against faculty across the state for this honor award from the state. So Dr. Tyler, please stand, and I thank you for all that you do for our students. Where are you? Right back there. He didn't know I was going to announce the Minnie Piper. When I called him and told him he had won the Minnie Piper, he said he almost didn't answer because he thought he was in trouble. So we're going to have to work on that. So I can tell you, our faculty is among the best and the brightest in the country, and their work gets noticed on a consistent basis. But when you're only one of 23 in the country, the only Texan, and the only educator, that takes things to a whole new level, right? So this faculty member, our emergency medical services paramedic, professor and clinical coordinator, Kristen Kern, won the inaugural Vanguard Award for Career Excellence earlier this year. And this recognition is awarded by the American Ambulance Association, and Professor Kern was selected as the only educator and the only Texan among the group of 23 across the country that got the award, and she was selected because of her career accomplishments and her passion for teaching. She's been a paramedic for 36 years. After breaking her leg in the 1990s, she decided she wanted to go into teaching. She was compelled to do it, and she's been doing it for 28 years. And Kristen says that her favorite part of the job is figuring out how to teach medicine in different ways to students because their understanding is so different. She says that she enjoys witnessing their aha moments. Kristen is here today. Professor Kern, would you please stand up and be recognized? I don't know where she is. Right back there. Thank you for your dedication to your students, to the work we do here at San Jac. I love hearing how faculty are committed to finding different ways to help their students learn, because we know that all of our students learn differently, and how do you approach them? And I can only imagine what those aha moments are for Kristen when she sees those in her students. And then, speaking of aha moments, I need to bring up another faculty member, chemistry faculty member Dr. Jose Nunez, and he gets that same excitement when he starts talking to students about, I didn't know molecules could do that. That's what he hears often. And so he never tires of hearing of that. But what he tries to do is be part of the excitement and the passion of teaching chemistry to fill in the gaps around those aha moments. Dr. Nunez is an advocate for our students. Not only does he expose them to scientific research that helps them learn new things, help them see what's happening in the research world, but he also removes financial barriers by making sure that his course materials are free or very low-cost open educational resource materials. He understands that the cost of materials could either make or break a student, and it's dependent on him using these resources to make sure his students can be successful. And because of that focus, not only on aha moments, but also on removing financial barriers, he was the recipient of the American Chemical Society Greater Houston Region Award. And this award honors one Houston area, 2-year faculty member who inspires students, and it's for chemistry faculty. Jose was also San Jac's Minnie Piper nominee for 2023. He had the exact same reaction when I called him as Tyler did, so maybe I'm the issue. So Dr. Nunez is here today, and so I'd like him to stand and be recognized. Where's he? Okay. Thank you, Jose, for being here, and thanks for all you do for our students. And I just mentioned open educational resources. We call it open books here at San Jac, and I want to take a moment to brag on the savings our students have experienced over the past 7 years because of open books. You see the number on the screen? That's student savings, $36 million in 7 years, and this is out-of-pocket savings for our students. And this is due to our board challenging our faculty several years ago to reduce the cost of course materials for students. And I think our faculty have just kicked it out of the park, don't you? I mean, 36 million is pretty amazing. So thank you for the challenge, board members, and I appreciate it to our faculty. So the examples you've heard about this afternoon are just a few of the ways that our students' employees are demonstrating the Raven spirit. And I can tell you that there are hundreds of other examples that I could give you today. They're occurring throughout the college. Earlier, I introduced you to our Board of Trustees, and they certainly embody the Raven spirit. They demonstrate a continuous focus on access, equity, and the success of all of our students. And earlier this year, the Association of Community College Trustees recognized this commitment by our board by awarding the San Jacinto College Board of Trustees with the Western Region Equity Award. To be eligible for this award, the board must have demonstrated exceptional commitment to achieving equity in the college. The board has been the lead on the college's work around this and is focused on advancing the social and economic mobility of our community. They have set the vision for this work, and they set the expectation that this work would be done throughout the entire college community. They wanted us all to engage in it. And as I think about why San Jacinto College received this award, it was due to our continuous improvement and a commitment to reach populations who may be underserved or underrepresented in higher education. It's due to our Promise Scholarship Program that addresses financial barriers. It's due to our efforts to increase enrollment among diverse races and ethnicities and our low-income populations. And it's due to the number of transfers to four-year universities and our continuous focus on increasing those. And it's due to the active role that we play in the community. And so I want to congratulate the board. I know they're up here. Thank you for your leadership on this work and your commitment to the success of our students and our employees and really ultimately our community. I want to again give you a round of applause. Part of our commitment to our students and community is to ensure that we have programs needed to provide a skilled workforce, not just here in this Gulf Coast region, but across the state as well. And so earlier this year, we announced our second bachelor's degree, a Bachelor of Applied Science in Early Childhood Education. And this degree focuses on early childhood from kindergarten to grade 3. And it's designed to help address the teacher shortage in our region and across the state. We're fortunate that we got a $1.5 million grant from the Houston Endowment to kick this program off. And classes are going to start in January. We've appointed a department chair for the program, and he's out meeting with our school district partners. And there's significant interest in this program. It's designed for people who have an associate degree already or who are working as a paraprofessional, and then helping them move to a bachelor degree. And we're really excited about this program. It'll kick off, there's excitement around it, we have the students being enrolled, but it is about how do we address this critical need in our region. And so we're excited to be part of this work, and it's been really great to have the board's vision around that also and that support. But then when the money from Houston Endowment came in, it made it a reality. And then just last month, our board approved the college's third bachelor degree, a Bachelor of Applied Technology in Cybersecurity. We know this is a rapidly growing field and one that has become almost a part of everyday life, right? And so the Bureau of Labor Statistics says that there will be at least a 35% growth in cybersecurity jobs by 2031. And so we have a Chancellor's Advisory Council on cybersecurity, and as we met with them, there was overwhelming support that we needed to develop this bachelor's program to help meet that workforce need. And as we met with our industry partners, they told us that they preferred to hire employees with bachelor's degrees, but they also wanted hands-on experiences. And so this program's been designed with hands-on experiences that'll be created in a security operations center tied to the program. We still have several steps to go in the accreditation process, but we're going to plan to kick it off by fall of 2024. It's been a busy year with new program development, and we've launched quite a few, and each of these are based on industry input, making sure that we were meeting the needs of industry. So I'd like you to watch this video to learn more about some of those programs. So the video referenced the biotechnology program. So that's starting off January of 2024 at our South Campus, and it'll focus on onboarding certification for current professionals in the industry. And this program received a boost last month when our Board of Trustees approved a $4 million project to further expand our offerings with the Center for Biotechnology. It's going to be built at our Generation Park campus. And I want to thank the Core Development for their assistance and their support and their partnership with this center. I think Ryan is here, and I just want to thank you, Ryan. Let's give him a round of applause. And in addition to the current training that we'll be offering at South Campus, this center will offer an Associate of Applied Science and then shorter-term credentials for postgraduates, again, focused on workforce needs. And through our Chancellor's Advisory Council on Biotechnology, those industry leaders told us that they had this tremendous need for trained workforce, especially technicians in the gene and cell therapy areas. And so the college, we knew we didn't have this expertise, or we thought we didn't have this expertise, and we needed it. And luckily, we found 2 employees internally who had worked in the biotechnology fields. And so we have appointed an executive director, Dr. Christopher Wild, and then Dr. Nicole Bradley is our project developer on this, and they're leading that program development right now. Additionally, we purchased a license agreement for curriculum through the National Institute of Bioprocessing Research and Technology, or NIBRT. They're out of Ireland, and that will help us make sure that the curriculum represents the highest standards in the industry. And this, again, is a lead that came with us through McCord, but based on what companies really prefer. So I've talked about cool things. I probably used that word a little bit too much, but this is pretty cool, right? I mean, this is pretty amazing. And as I think about it, I just need you to know, spoiler alert, you're going to hear about this more next year. So it really is another one of our exciting programs. But before I move on, I do want to introduce Dr. Christopher Wild. Christopher, where are you? Right over here, okay. So just so you know, if you got a technical question, he's the guy. Don't come to me. So, all right, so it really is, what we do is classroom, but it's also about helping our students complete their credentials, and we know that's all takes working together. But it's also about how we are part of the quality of lives in the communities that we serve, and that extends beyond our walls. Our students, our faculty, our staff, they're all involved in the community. We're all part of it. We volunteer. We get out there. And I want to give you an example of one of those things that we do. So our maritime students and faculty and staff have volunteered for the past 4 years to pack boxes for the Seamen's Church Christmas program, Christmas at Sea program. This is a worldwide program that distributes handmade knitted and crocheted items to nearly 20,000 mariners. The team's actually out at Maritime Campus packing today. And they have an assembly line process in place, and they're stuffing over 2,300 knitted items and other handmade items into boxes that'll be shipped to over 400 mariners. What's really cool about this is that those mariners, it's come full circle. So some of our prior students who did this stuffing are now out at sea, and they're getting the boxes that we're sending over. So that's pretty amazing. One of the things I really love being here at San Jacinto College and being part of East Harris County is that sense of community. There are many events and things that the college needs to be involved with, and I want you to know we want to be part of that. And then we hold a lot of events here. We hold senior wellness expos, National Night Out, turkey trots. We have community health and safety fairs. We also hold the Mind Tracker Science Carnival, where we bring 6,000 sixth graders onto campus in March. If you want to be part of it, let us know. We can find you a job. And we participate with our chambers and our economic development groups. We take community involvement as an important part of the work that we do at San Jac. It's part of our mission. And again, many of our employees and our students are out there volunteering their time. And so this sense of community is part of our college values and something that we really hold dearly. And so, again, if you have an event, let us know, and we'll be out there to help participate in it. We're ready to go. As you know, the Texas 88th regular session ended in May. I hear they're meeting again today, but our important pieces for the community colleges ended in May. And there was legislation that was passed that was almost unanimous, and it was House Bill 8. And this provided a new transformational funding model for the 50 community colleges in Texas. It shifted our funding from enrollment to funding performance outcomes. It's a dynamic model, so as performance improves, there will be more funding available. I want to give you a high-level summary of the major components of House Bill 8. First, there's a performance tier. So some of the smaller colleges will get a base funding, but 100% of the funding for San Jacinto College is based on outcomes. These are outcomes such as credentials completed, transfer, and dual credit completion. In this tier, there's also going to be funding for additional weighting for academically and economically disadvantaged students and adult learners. Second is a financial aid for swift transfer, or the FAST program. And this is a component that provides funding to community colleges for dual credit students who qualify for free and reduced lunch. So we have about 6,500 dual credit students here at San Jacinto College. This is an important program for the college and our school districts. These students on free and reduced lunch, they can't have any costs, no tuition, fees, or even course materials paid by the student or by the parents. All of the school districts within our service area are participating in FAST, and we were able to implement that this fall, which is a win for everyone, especially the students. We're really looking forward to how do we expand to this. This is a huge opportunity for students and families in our area. I want to thank the school district representatives that are here, and I introduced a few superintendents, but I know we've got a lot of staff here. So would the school district representatives please stand? It was a heavy lift getting it implemented, so thank you all. Additionally, House Bill 8 increased the amount of student financial aid available from the state for students. In the past, there was only enough funding to fund about 28% of the students who applied and were qualified. House Bill 8 increased that amount available aid so that 70% of the students who apply would receive funding. That's pretty amazing. The bill was signed in June, and it had an implementation date for August, and so the initial implementation framework was developed pretty quickly. A statewide committee, a college community advisory committee, has been formed to develop the more formal rules moving forward, and they're also looking at recommendations to improve the model. We have a representative on that advisory committee, which is amazing to have our CFO, Terry Zamora, on that committee, and it'll really help us make sure that we're addressing issues important to this region. So Terry, thank you for serving on this committee, and she does need a round of applause because it's pretty deep work. So, under this model, San Jacinto College received a 33% increase in state funding. We made substantial investments in people and programs through the budget process, and we have those implemented right now. We know that the increase we received is due to our focus on student success over the past 15 years. It really is what generated those kind of payoffs. And I do want to thank our state legislators for their support around this bill. I want to thank former Senator Larry Taylor. Without Larry, we wouldn't have gotten into this role. And I also want to thank Ray Martinez, the president of the Texas Association of Community Colleges, because together it was a team effort. And again, without that, we wouldn't be in this transformational place. So let's give them a round of applause. At San Jacinto College, our ultimate goal has been and will continue to be is student success. You've heard me say today and many times that we are working diligently to remove barriers so that our students can be successful. One of our largest and most audacious efforts is our Promise Scholarship. And the Promise at San Jac program is available to every high school graduate that lives in the San Jacinto College taxing district, regardless of financial income or GPA. So students must complete an application, they must follow the financial aid steps, they must enroll full-time at San Jac the May or the fall after they graduate, and they must maintain a 2.0 GPA while they're at San Jac. They also have to complete their credential within 3 years. If they do this, their certificate or degree is covered completely by a scholarship. And I hear people ask, is this real? Is this going to continue? It is real, and it is going to continue. We are committed to that, which is why we're raising an additional funds for endowment. We're currently at 77% of our goal of a $30 million endowment. It is my job to say there is a QR code on your table tent if you decide you just feel like donating. But we're committed to this program and committed to keeping the Promise program going forward. It's our promise to the community. I want you to watch this video about how Promise is helping our students.
So Promise has made it possible for me to focus only on my classes. I don't have to worry about how am I going to pay for next semester. So it really just helps me to focus on getting good grades and getting past my associate's degree. I also plan on going to college, but before the Promise Scholarship, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it without going to the workforce for a couple of years and without having to put a lot more money inside of my bank.
You don't have to worry anything after college, like loans, debts, or other payments that you have to do. And then you can just mostly focus on your class, pass your classes, finish your basics.
I really think that this scholarship opportunity has opened doors for our students, our community. It makes a difference. There are more students every year applying and receiving the scholarship. So we know it's something that the students really need in our community.
Most of my classmates are Promise Scholarship students, and all of them are planning on staying here or going to local colleges as well.
I'm trying to study for my nursing associate's degree, and then after San Jac, probably do an internship at a hospital or a clinic or something in the medical field, and then try to apply for a BSN degree at San Jac also.
Scholarships really encourage students to continue their education, whether that's transferring or going straight into the workforce. It removes any barriers such as debt. It's one less thing that they have to worry about when they complete their education here at San Jacinto College.
I want you to know Promise is making an impact. As a data-driven institution, we look at how the students are doing and how they're progressing through the Promise program, and we look at it by cohort. Ultimately, we're looking to see how many graduate, how many are transferring, and how many are still enrolled on a path to a degree. We call these favorable outcomes. So the 2020 Promise cohort just completed their 3 years of the scholarship. So this is our first group to be totally complete. It was a pilot group of about 500 students. And we know that 66.3% of that cohort had favorable outcomes. I expect that number to increase, that percentage to increase as we get transfer data from our four-year universities over the next couple of months. We're seeing similar kind of success rates in the 2021 and the 2022 cohorts. And we welcomed 3,098 Promise students into this from this fall 2023 cohort. So that's 3,098 students that are going to earn, as long as they can continue to commit to the 2.0 GPA and attending full-time and the financial aid, that they have the potential to earn a debt-free education. We believed all along that this program would help change the college going rate in our community, and we're glad to see that the data reflects that, and that students are succeeding and they're taking on this opportunity. And through this scholarship, we are seeing so many students who didn't believe higher education was possible for them. It's helping change their mindset from impossible to I'm possible. It's really amazing. We're signing up the 2024 Promise cohort. We're in the school districts now. We're working with our school district teams, and they will be signing up until February 22nd. That's when they pledge and apply, and then they finish up the rest of the process. Help us get the word out. I mean, this is pretty amazing of a program for our community. I want to thank you for attending today. There's always so much more that I wish I could say and tell you so many more stories about our students and our faculty. It's incredible work going on here at San Jacinto College. And your support means everything to our students and to our employees. I hope you got a little glimpse of the work that's going on here. It's going on within our walls and beyond the walls of San Jacinto College. So you got a booklet at your table, and that highlights some more of our work over this last year. Please take it with you. Take a look on the back. If you have a sunflower sticker, you take home the flowers. No fighting. And then everyone can take their San Jacinto College dessert cup. Some of you have asked if it's a shot glass. I said, you guys decide. I'm not into it. But, and before I let you go, okay, so that dessert glass thing got people excited, right? Before I let you go, I want to remind you to mark your calendars for the gala, Friday, May 17th, 2024. It's going to be right here. We're going to turn this around, and it's going to be a glitz and glam Hollywood Nights theme. And again, there's information on your table, or just reach out to us, and we'll be ready to help you get your tickets reserved. Again, thank you for attending. Thank you for all of your support. And I'm going to finalize this with a video on the gala. But again, thank you.
In a world where dreams know no bounds, where imagination takes flight, and the power of make-believe can change the course of destiny. Witness the magic of transformation. Witness the transformation of dreams into careers, where those young dreamers become real-life heroes. Join us on May 17th at the Hollywood Nights Gala, an iconic evening to celebrate San Jac stars. It's a night of glamour and giving back. The gala will benefit the Promise at San Jac Scholarship, which allows students to earn a debt-free degree, because every dream deserves the chance to shine.